Hey everyone, my name is Tanner Hobbs, and I'm just an ordinary gal living in central Kentucky in a small town here. And I'm married to my husband, Derek. We have two baby boys. They're babies, 12 and a half months apart. Bodie is 16 months, and Wiley is 3.5 months. And my young living journey, it feels like it just started yesterday. These years feel like, I don't know, strange, right? But it began in June of 2019. I had been thinking about purchasing from Young Living even way before that, but it just took me time, like it does some people. And I bought a starter kit then with some just desire to make some changes as we were struggling to conceive our first baby. And at the beginning of 2020, the following year, I decided to really pursue the business opportunity Young Living has to offer. And this came with a lot of hesitancy, if I'm being honest, because my experience was limited to this understanding I had on just how to create my very own personal brand. Because up until this point, I've been just selling my own coaching services, health coaching and business coaching. And I had been building this business for the last 5 years. But little did I know that experience was one of the greatest gifts to my Young Living business. And I hit gold in February of 2021 and then platinum one time in November of 2021. So our team has really experienced growth, and it's just been such a blessing. Gold is such an important rank. It's the one that I'm going to talk with you a lot or all about today. And it's going to be our sole topic. So it's a big rank, right? Silver was the rank that revealed to us like these endless possibilities for the business. It ignited a lot of conversation for me and my husband, and it just gave us a lot of vision. But gold was the rank that really revealed the income potential for my family and all of those families on my team as well. You'll learn a lot about yourself when you're running from the rank of distributor, which is the very beginning, up to the rank of silver. You just learn a ton about yourself because it takes strategy, it takes structure, it takes consistency, it takes this willingness to get uncomfortable, which is hard for all of us. But going for gold was when I had to get extremely creative. Myself and my team, we had connected with our close communities, and we really had to, at this point, find ways to challenge one another and building our networks out from what they already were, right? I could no longer just rely on throwing up some Instagram stories consistently to bring in enrollments. I had to share more of my very personal stories, and I had to take consistency to a new level. I had to have more direct one-on-one conversations going on in the direct messages and in my real life, and really spread the word. I pulled together a lot of like smaller groups of my brand partners to dive in deeply, meaning we met as big groups, we met as small groups, we met one-on-one with each other, and we just really had to dig deep. We had to really work on our language and our vocabulary as a team as we were talking about things like loyalty rewards, and we just had to get super creative, just lots and lots of thinking outside of the box together. So let's go back to silver, right? Silver requires 10,000 OGV total, and then 2 legs under you at 4,000 OGV. And then gold is this massive jump. Okay. So gold requires 35,000. That's 3.5 times the OGV of silver. And then 3 legs at 6,000 OGV each. Wow. This massive leap. And I can remember seeing that 35,000 after I had hit the rank of silver and thinking, how in the world is that possible? Like, I feel like I have worked so hard to get to this point. How in the world am I going to 3.5 times that order volume? Running for gold was where my leadership skills, truly, they just had to grow. My ideas had to expand, and where I could no longer just stay in the bubble of like what I thought was uncomfortable. Gold was where more leaders needed to be born under me too, and where I needed to learn how to teach in a way that created results and not just motivating people, right? Motivating people to actually take action. There's a big difference there. And so to put it into perspective really quick, my team when I hit the rank of silver, had 155 total customers. 27 of those I had enrolled myself, which was about 17% of the team. And then when I first hit the rank of gold, that first month, my team had 592 customers, 90 of those of which I enrolled myself, which was about a little over 15%. And I share those percentages with you because I want to show you that consistency in doing the work from one rank to the next is crucial. You don't have to be at these percentages to hit these ranks, obviously, but consistency and growth does matter. And it is super important for us. And we don't get to take a break from enrolling once we hit silver because we have a bigger team to manage now, right? We just have to figure out how to do both things, right? And I remember when I hit gold for the first time that month, I could physically feel so many people rooting for me. My husband, my mom, my upline, my downline, even my customers were all rooting me on. They knew I was vocal about this. And the next day, even our babysitter had come in with my oldest son and said, "Did you hit it? Like, did you end up hitting gold?" And she was even on board with me because it was part of my life. It was such a big part. And I had so many people cheering me on. And I knew I loved this business because of the like for you mentality of the community. But on that specific day, that really clicked deeper with me, especially within the team dynamic that it actually took to hit a rank like that. Good results impact so many people in this business. The growth in numbers on our team when I hit gold, like those that I enrolled, and then the other 85% of our customer base that I didn't enroll, but other people did on our team, not only impacted my family in a lot of ways, but so many other families too. And so rally your leaders to the next rank, rally your upline to their next ranks as you work to achieve your next rank, and then lead your downline to their next rank because we're all moving up together towards these ranks. And so it's nice just to not work for yourself. You know, like I came from this coaching business where essentially I would coach and exchange money. And then that was it. Like it was an income solely for me and my family. And it wasn't an income for other families too. And that moment of realizing that I had so many people in my corner while I was in so many other people's corners too, it made me emotional because the biggest thing that had been holding me back in some ways was this fear of what people would actually think about me doing a business like this after me building my own. Silly, but it's true. Like that was a big struggle. I struggled with pride. And here they all were cheering me on so joyfully as I'm cheering them on. And it's this intangible byproduct that we are gifted when we really commit to this business. And it overflows into our character and who we are as mothers and wives and friends and sisters and daughters. And so that's why I love this journey in this business. Let's talk about the journey to gold. Let me ask you a question really quick. Are you stuck at silver? Or should I say, do you feel like you're stuck at silver? No one's really stuck, but do you feel like that? And I'm not going to lie, for me, it was a beast. Like to think about remembering what gold looked like when I first hit silver, it was just like this mountain that I had no idea what to climb. There was nothing to hang on to. And I'm not sure if you chose this workshop because you're stuck at silver, not really stuck, but you think you're stuck, desiring for the rank of gold, or because you're a star or a senior star or executive, knowing that gold is the rank that would actually change your life. A few actions that really move the needle to go for gold. Let's talk through some of those. First of all is structure. So important. You're going to see an example of a rank map. Use the rank map. This is something that our team does religiously. Use the rank map to fill in your team structure and see where your gaps are, because the structure when we're hitting ranks matters so much. And we need to know this way before we're going to hit this rank. It's going to help us look ahead and know where these spots that need to be filled in order to actually hit the rank of gold. Let me share a quick story. I have a team member. She had 50,000 OGV. Remember, gold requires 35,000. She had 50,000. That's great, right? That is a huge team. But unfortunately, it was like all in one leg. And so she wasn't able to hit the rank of gold because of that. Had we paid attention to that big hole, we would have been a lot more strategic with her team growth months prior to her actually reaching that much OGV. And so don't make the mistakes our team has done. Know the gaps absolutely necessary in order to hit the ranks. Women and men doing this business who have very clear goals and know what they need and what it takes, know that like they know what's necessary in order to really hit this rank that's outside of the fieldy stuff. So have these rank maps, and we need those practical layouts of what it takes to hit ranks like gold. Another thing is to practice what you teach, practice what you preach, right? We hear that all the time. We all know that our team is going to duplicate our actions if they actually see them working, right? Like that's good leadership. They're always watching, they're always learning, and you want them to go for gold too with you. So if we're teaching an action, that's great. Like we want to be clear on what people should actually do in this business or can actually do in this business, but we better be doing those things too, or it's not really good leadership. So let's talk about some things. Let's talk about some actions like enroll new customers, no brainer. Enroll brand partners. That is like one of the skills that I think is probably the top two most important skills in this business is enrolling brand partners. I feel like so many of us focus on just customer base, but when we get the skill of enrolling brand partners who are enrolling customers alongside of us, you talk about multiplication and growth in OGV. It's huge, right? Getting customers on loyalty rewards. When I started this business, I did so for this opportunity to continue to be an entrepreneur and work with a super trustworthy company and to set my own schedule and to actually put my family first. And loyalty rewards is exactly that flexibility in the entrepreneurship, right? People making orders while I'm kissing on my babies or on a date with my husband. If we don't get our loyalty reward percentage up, our goal on our team is at least 40% of our customer base. It's a big goal. It's hard to achieve, but that's our goal. Then we won't have to hustle so hard every single month just to get paid the same amount, right? Because that's that more residual income coming in. It's so important to get people on a journey committed to love Young Living products and need more when they run out. Share and make products. Get actual product in people's hands. The other day I went to a dinner. I took a little roller for one of my friend's babies. Like just wherever we go, when we're just doing normal things in our life, get product in people's hands. Because if we're telling our team members to do that, we got to be doing those things too. Lead and participate in team calls. If your upline does not run calls, then do that for your team. You establish that, right? If your upline does, get on the calls. The community is everything to this business. We can't hit ranks like gold alone in isolation, right? We have to be immersed in the community that it takes to hit these bigger ranks. And then be a student of the business. This is my biggest downfall, to be completely honest, meaning that I struggle to like really sit and learn about products that I don't use or compliance things or the nitty-gritty details of compensation. I naturally just like to grow the business, but some girls on my team nerd out about that kind of stuff and I get to lean on them so much, but it's definitely one of my biggest downfalls. And share more of the how than the what with these products. Let me give you an example. I had a very engaged social media community that I've built over the last 8 years, which is a blessing. But let me just, if you don't, Stephanie on my team does not. And she has really grown her business in person. And guess what? She's hit the rank of gold too. Multiple times she's hit the rank of gold. And what I mean by share the how more than the what is this. When I am on social media, I don't just say, this is Gentle Baby Oil. It has a mix of calming oils that can help soothe emotions, help your skin, help your baby, etc. Right? I don't just say that, right? I say I am 2 weeks postpartum and I'm having to use this oil every single day, multiple times. I add a drop to my scalp like this, and then another one to my hands, and I'm showing them exactly how I do these. And I've noticed that it's helped support me and Wiley so much in this time of adjusting to a family of 4 with another young baby. And I just feel so much more calm since applying it on myself. And it's almost like it's being diffused for him too. And so just like that, like I'm telling my story with the product and how I use it versus just what the product is. That's going to resonate more with people. People connect to stories. And we're so distracted and filled with information all day long that what sticks with people is actually something that feels really personal, right? So the other moms out there who are trying to adjust with their new children are going to be like, oh, like I feel that and I need something to just help calm my emotions in this time of adjusting too. It's just a storyline they're going to be able to remember the next time that they struggle. So, and you got to keep your story simple too. It doesn't have to be some long, elaborate thing. Keep it simple, to the point, but tell your stories, and you will watch people connect and respond with so much more like enthusiasm. Next, don't do it all. Your team is full of gifts, I promise. Use yours and then utilize theirs and learn from theirs. Remember, your team is all pushing for gold and you are leading them in that direction. And leadership means empowering others to lead how they best serve, not this template version of building this business, right? It's like, you have skills, you have gifts. Let's like really, let's empower you to utilize those. Let me give you an example of what my team looks like, because there is no one way to lead and we all lead so differently. Stephanie, who I mentioned earlier, she is like super type A. She is very organized. She knows virtual office like the back of her hand. So when we teach about that, she runs those calls because it's something that she loves to do. Marlise, she is super gifted in compliance and compensation and is a very checklist oriented person. She executes things like so well. And she's just a really disciplined gal. So anything around that realm, I'm like, Marlise, can you run a call on something like that? Or can you teach me some, I don't know this thing about compliance. Like, do you know? And she's the go-to person for those things. Me, I'm a big dreamer. And I'm good at asking questions that gives women these dreamy visions of their own that can really ignite belief in their capabilities. Because I know one of the biggest things in this business is just, you don't believe you can actually do it. You don't believe you can actually hit a rank like gold. So I love to be like, okay, let me challenge you with some questions to ignite some new belief in yourself. And then Courtney, she provides tough truths. So good at providing tough truths. She's one of our uplines that actually lead to action too. And she helps break down these mental walls like no other. And so we don't miss Courtney calls because they're always applicable to what's going on in our lives. And then Sarah, she's a problem solver and a system creator. So when you start to get to bigger ranks, you need systems that actually work so that you're not working all day long, right? We're just plugging in systems, and she is so good at that. And so when we need a new system or we're working through a problem, Sarah is our go-to. See what I mean? Like, so many gifts within our team. We all utilize our gifts and our team can grow together. Let's talk about my journey to gold really quick. Let me share a few actions and strategies I used to actually climb this mountain that I saw. One is I use onboarding system, meaning when someone first purchased from Young Living, I had this system, including connecting with them one-on-one, whatever way that was, text message, direct message, phone call, whatever, sending them a welcome email that I'm always changing up a little bit to make sure it really applies to the language that is going on within Young Living and what's going on like in my world too. So it feels super personal. Connecting with people that I stack them into, making sure, hey, Sarah, I stack so-and-so into you, and then introducing them and making sure I have a system for that. Doing 2-week check-ins, making sure they got their product and know how to use it, and just really helping them with their first experience, the products hit their hands. Educating people on loyalty rewards, right? What is it? Why would you do that? How can it help you save money? What are the perks of it, et cetera? Knowing the details of loyalty rewards so that it's a no-brainer for people. And then doing monthly member education calls for all of our members. So teaching on things like thieves, whatever we want to teach on, but just fun calls to bring people in together to learn more and maybe about products that they've never thought about even purchasing. And I shared extremely consistently, not everything, but the things that I loved and used that connected to stories in my life. Because again, I'm a big story sharer. And so that was so important for me. I know when I had months of bigger enrollments, it was months when I was sharing more and more stories with people and really sharing some of the hard stuff that I was going through and how I was utilizing products in the midst of those, because people connect to vulnerability, right? They're like, oh, me too. Like I struggle with that too. So they're so much more likely to reach out. And then I ran calls individually with my brand partners, and I really encouraged my brand partners under me to do the same. I think that's so important, right? I invited, brand partners to bigger brand partner calls where we would all get on a call together. But those one-on-one individual calls were so important so that I actually learn you and you learn me, and we can dive deeper into things that like are way more applicable to your struggles or to your world and your network or whatever. And we can brainstorm one-on-one together. I also jumped on my upline calls to root myself in the community too, because I knew how much I needed it, and they had hit ranks and achieved things far beyond where I have. So why would I not be on those calls? Like that, they know so much more. So I would get on those. I ran team incentives, including enrollment incentives, OGV growth incentives. I did a fun bingo game one month with some brand partners that they got rewarded if they did like one row of the bingo board or 2 rows of the bingo board. And each spot in the bingo board was different actions you could take for your business, like running a member call or whatever, right? Getting 2 new enrollments, etc. And I maintained a very active brand partner message thread. We've been really blessed with some just great brand partners who want to learn and want to share. And so that message thread isn't like me sharing info and no one responds. It's like people ask questions in there and everyone responds. Like I feel like I am one of the least active in it because they're so active and get to it a lot faster than me with 2 babies sometimes. And so that has really helped our community. And then rather than recreating resources, I utilize my team's resources. If you don't have this, like if you don't have resources and things already made like graphics and such, then go to the member resources in your virtual office. Young Living has created so many business resources that you can have for like a starting point for some things that you might need to build your business to a greater potential. And I also made it a point to send out monthly emails during that time to all customers in my downline, reminding them of our member only call that month that was like exclusive to them, and then any other important thing going on, like a spring launch or convention or whatever. So why go for gold? Like why actually go for this rank? Why are we all doing this? Why are you on this call? Why are we pushing for this? There are many advantages to the rank of gold. Let's talk about the financial, of course, really quick. You get 3% from generation 4, which is the next generation that you weren't getting paid for before you hit the rank of gold. So that's a big addition. And then you get an additional 0.5% of the OGV from those who are ranked silver under you. When you hit the rank of gold, you more than likely have 1, 2, 3 silvers under you as well. So you're going to make an additional 0.5% from their OGV as well. It makes a big difference. I'll tell you, it makes a really big difference. Really quick disclaimer, most people earn modest supplemental income participating in the Young Living business, but there are some people who may earn part-time or even full-time income. You can check out the income disclosure here. We'll pop it up really quick. But gold, guys, like gold is where I fully replaced my previous income as a coach. This was massive for our family, so massive. And so reaching for gold, it really boosted my whole team's morale because it changed so much for me. And we had done it together, like we had all done it together. And so when I was able to do that, it gave them the like belief that they can also do that too. I don't have anything that they don't have. They can do that too. And reaching for gold, it just gives them hope and inspiration. And so if you feel like you're struggling with getting people just on board with wanting to hit ranks and actually hitting ranks, go after it yourself. Go after yourself and watch the whole team's belief system grow with you. So let's sum up today's chat, because I am one that likes to take action after spending time listening to someone, right? So let's talk about 3 key takeaways that you can do. One, I encourage your team and you to do rank maps. Know what rank you're going to, put that at the top, know what's necessary to get there, see where you do have spots filled in, see where you don't. And that way everyone can put that on their desk or on their computer somewhere or wherever. So it just reminds them of like, these are the most important spots to fill right now. Get into community. I know it's easy to just stay isolated, to not get on calls, to come up with excuses, but get into community. You can't hit the rank of gold without it, right? So run calls, participate in both group and individual calls. Another thing that I did that I loved was I ran these 30-minute weekly accountability meetings every single Monday. And all we would do is we would come on, we would focus on the actions we took. We would talk about the results that we got or we didn't. We would tweak it and we move on. And so those calls were like, what did you do this week? Who did you enroll? What product did you get in people's hands? It was very action based because a lot of our other calls, we talk about mindset and stuff like that. But this was like, what did you do? How is it working? Let's share ideas with one another. And then when we get off, everyone would share for like 2 to 3 minutes. We would take notes based on what was working for people. We would give advice where people were struggling. And it was so fruitful for our businesses. Every Monday, 30 minutes, we stuck to it. It made such a difference in everyone's growth. And then figure out how to enroll and teach that. Learning how to enroll both brand partners and customers is crucial for rank up, but we also have to have people on our team doing that consistently with us. And so that's the power of multiplication in this business. I really appreciate you choosing to take the time today to join this workshop. And I hope you've learned a little bit of how to rank up to gold and why you should. Trust me when I say it is one of the most satisfying things you'll ever achieve in this business. And it truly does. It takes leadership, team effort, and persistence. You can do it. Have a wonderful convention and a beautiful day.